Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I've got your gameplay for the F-80A-5, which is a rank 5 7.0 jet in the American Air Tech Tree. This was, if I'm not mistaken, the first jet that you could get for the Americans before, of course, other jets came out like the P-59A, which is a substantially lower BR than the F-80A-5. And at one point, the F-80A-5 used to be called the P-80A-5 in-game, but no longer. That being said, this is one of my favorite planes in all of Warthunder, just because I feel that it is very, very balanced. It's a good BR for what it is, has good armament, all mounted in the nose, very concentrated fire, easy to use. This is a great jet for beginners. That being said, let's see what we could do in this thing, because I am confident we can get ourselves a few really good matches. And it's got this really cool dragon skin, which I remember when I first got this plane, I wanted this dragon skin, and I just finally decided to buy it, so I am stoked to use it. Let's do it, guys. So a few notes on the F-80A-5 before we get into battle. So this is the lower powered version of the F-80. So you have the F-80A-5 and you have the F-80C-10. The C-10 became the definitive version of the F-80 or the P-80 in real life. It had a more powerful power plant, so this has a weaker engine. It's got a few hundred pounds less of thrust. It's got a, the engine is actually slightly heavier in this. It's like 30 or 40 kilograms, I think, heavier. Also, this features M2 HMGs, whereas that features M3 HMGs that have a probably around a 50% fire or faster fire rate. So it is a substantially faster aircraft in terms of both speed and just in terms of firepower as well. But of course, with the greater firepower, with the greater burst mass, you are also going to get a lower amount of, I guess you could say, seconds that you can actually fire at full burst. So it really depends on what you prefer. I mean, in many ways, having an M2 is almost, I'm not going to say superior to the M3, but it does have some advantages, again, like having a slightly better, or not slightly better, but a much better amount of time that you can just keep on firing. Now, that being said, this is a slightly more maneuverable plane than the C-10. I mean, not by much. It's very small, but it does weigh a little bit less. It does factor into that. It still has great speed. Again, this is a really nice plane, but I'm going to be going in for this ME-262, I believe. That is nice. So the problem with the 262 is that, whoa, Lord, holy moly. The problem with the 262 is that they can actually turn quite well at speed, and they have pretty decent flaps. Let's see, I do not. Also, I've got a video, if you guys want to check it out, on the ME-262 versus the F-80. I believe I may have done the F-80C-10 maybe, or no, it was the A-5 versus this. So definitely check that out if you want. Whoa, that's another one, an A1U4. I don't know what's going on here, but it is funky. See, now that's one of the few instances where I think the M3 probably would have been a little bit better. Probably would have caught him because he went right through my bullets. But it's not going to keep happening. So we got two of them. But of course, those were two A4s. I mean, what are the chances I'm going to get that twice, not only in a match, but in a row? People are grinding those in the ARB. That just doesn't really make much sense to me. But we do have another ME-262 up there. I'm not too worried. Ooh, no. He's starting to dive down. Okay. I want to dive down a little bit. Okay, now he's getting away. He's getting away. So, I mean, this is overall probably one of the best planes, one of the best early jets in Warthunder. I mean, it's got decent maneuverability, decent, though not great, armament. It's got decent close air support, decent speed. It's just overall very decent, and I cannot complain. Come on, set him on fire. Nope, not gonna. Oh, Kika. Okay. Ah, I was trying to look at some other guy. Must have been the meteor I was looking at. Not a big deal, though. I got several critical hits, about 2,000 points. I'm expecting at least a kill or an assist real soon. So I can say I got... Whew, that's a loud explosion. For a first match that I've played this vehicle probably in a few years, maybe about a year or so, I've got 2 kills and 2 crits that will likely turn into at least 2 assists. So 2 kills, 2 assists. Let's go on that notion, assuming that those 2 people die, which at the rate that my team is dying, maybe not. But anyways, not a terrible first match. Let's get into something else here. But yeah, I mean, definitely go check out that ME-262 versus F-80A-5 video. It took me a long time to do. I compare various things like armament, rate of climb, turn time, dive rate, a lot of things, and I try to be as scientific as possible in it, so I'll try to link it below. But anyways, let's get into the next match and see what we can do. So the P-80 has a fairly interesting history insofar as actual combat is concerned, in that this didn't see combat, well, air-to-air combat. I mean, it was actually on the front lines, believe it or not, or near the front lines in World War II, but I'll mention that in just a second. But this actually saw combat in Korea, and it was one of the first planes to see combat, one of the first jets, and it got chewed up. It was not that good. It's not that it was a bad plane, it's just that it had to face MiGs, you know, MiG-15s, which were the equivalent of the Sabre. I mean, imagine, like, I guess, an F-80, or, not an F-80, but rather, that was booty chatter. An F-80A-5, right? Like, just an A5 variant of Sabre completely dominates this. Whereas I'm going 850 or 750 right now, the Sabre would be going, 850, 900. You know, it's just a substantially better plane, much more maneuverable. There's just a lot going on with the Sabre that this just unfortunately does not have. And as such, there were a lot of deaths because this was an inferior plane at the time. Now, when it comes to World War II, as I mentioned, this was kind of on the front lines. It actually ran combat air patrols, believe it or not, over Italy, right near the end of the war. It actually saw some of the some deployments. 2 of them were over. Geez, I still have 2/3 of my ammo too, but two F-80s or P-80A-5s were in the skies over Italy. I think trying to defend. Oh, there he is. Maybe not. Jeez, come on, just wait. Why are my? Okay, I was waiting for that. Why? I was like, why are my shots not landing? But yeah, they actually saw combat over World War II, and so technically speaking, even in not just a in a testing role, the P-80 did see combat in World War II in Italy. So there's your tidbit for the day. But anyways, John Paul Jones, the greatest bassist of all time, Led Zeppelin. Oh, I feel dirty even going after this dude. Whatever. Left wing damaged. So as you can see, I mean, it gets kind of stiff. Like the ME-262 in a dive, for the most part, is going to be a bit better. Not necessarily like a ton, but I can take advantage of a lot of weaknesses around this BR for a lot of these planes, such as this guy has damage. A lot of damage. See, and the thing is, I didn't really feel like I should have to go after him, but in order to claim the kill, I almost kind of felt like I had to. Got a nice crit on him, tail damage. Okay, I fear this HO-229. Oh, good, he's down. So, I can launch a few shots his way. Okay, got 2 kills, no deaths. This is not too bad, taking advantage of this team. Got about the same score as I had last time. Dive down for some more speed. They don't really have all too much left. I almost kind of feel like he's going to go for me, but I can't just because I simply do not have the speed right now. So I'm going to dive down a touch, wait for him to come down a bit. There he is. A present. Hopefully a present. Okay, I don't have much ammo left. And I'm gonna waste it. Doesn't matter, I got the kill. Okay, time to go back to base. I only have 3.5 minutes left of fuel. This guy is trying to get back to his base, it looks like. So that said, I got 3 kills thus far. Let's see what we could do for the rest of this match. I am assuming that the match is over, but there's still 5 people left. Or, well, 4 people, I guess, because this guy's actually dead. But I'm going to go shoot him out of the sky here, because this is just ridiculous. We cannot afford to let this guy land. Well, I'm going to try to shoot him out of the sky. Maybe not. Okay. Time to land. Okay, now that we're approaching the enemy, let's go over, I guess, that last match. I got, what, 3 kills, if I'm not mistaken? And I did pretty well. I feel like I probably could have gotten another 1 or 2 kills, but ultimately, because I missed so many shots, I mean, I had 1,800 shots and only 3 kills. That's it. So that's on me. And because of that, I had to go back to base, and by the time I got back in the air, I had to... you know, I was already too late and the match was over. So, that being said, you know, what oftentimes happens when you survive in Air RB, especially at top tier, you're not really necessarily limited by the plane that you're flying, but more so how many planes the enemy has. Because, you know, of course, I want to hit as many enemies as I can. And unfortunately, it's not always going to happen. Oh, we got a Sukhoi 11 down here. I'll save you, lukewarm chowder. But that said, let's go over some of the strengths and weaknesses of this plane. Strength. It has a lot of ammo. He's still up. Cannot risk the biscuit. He could still survive this. I'm not counting this dude out. Urgh. But, at the same token, I don't know if I want to kill someone else's or take someone else's kill. Oh, Lord. Okay. Whoa. Okay, come on. I've already used up half my ammo here. Okay, I got 2 assists. 2 assists. Okay, I'm going for this ME-262. I'm not sure what type it is. Wait, there's a... oh. Okay. He's going up. Not the wisest move, but one of the only moves he could do. Now, insofar as strengths and weaknesses are concerned, let's get back into that. This is a pretty decently performing plane overall. I mean, it does more or less everything that you could ask it to do. Except, as you can see there, it isn't very good in a dive, and a big reason for that is because not too bad. Ooh, it's because its wings are straight, thus it just compresses like crazy. And so the ME-262 doesn't, you know. What happens is the ME-262, because if I'm not mistaken, it has a 25-degree wing sweep. It actually resists compression a little bit better than this. Of course, its wings are not swept enough to be free of compression. Thus, you know, it'll lock up when in a dive, in a massive dive. But it is still a bit better than this plane. Now, there are just enough enemies left where I'm probably going to go back to base, maybe load up real quick, take out some of these bots, you know. But this guy is taken. Now, going back to the strengths and weaknesses, this plane overall has a good amount of speed. It's not the fastest, but insofar as a 7.0 BR... whoa, jeez, man, what is up with my aiming? Insofar as a 7.0 BR plane is concerned, it's actually got a good amount of speed. In fact, actually, I wouldn't be too surprised if it was the fastest. You know, whether or not that's surprising, I'll leave that up to you. Now, it can go around 900 kilometers per hour. It's got a decent rate of climb, nothing spectacular. As you can see in some maps, the overheating can be a little bit of an issue, but it's not so bad where I'm concerned by it. And see, look at this. We got 2 assists, 1 kill, and I'm in first place. Largely because I'm taking these guys out. But hey, you know what? Oh, we have the 262s coming in. We got 2 planes. Allies. They think they're hot, huh? Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, no, I didn't get the second one. But I damaged them, man. Woo! Ha-ha! Yeah, that's right. Come on back. Come on back. So, anyways, in short, I really have to get close to this guy. I only have 10 shots back. Oh, is he dead? 3 kills. Woo! Ha-ha! Look at that, guys. Now, this is how you end a match. 3 kills, 2 assists, and a bunch of bot kills. Yes! Yes! That's how you end a gameplay. Anyways, real quick before, I'm sure this match is going to end probably soon, right? So, insofar as strengths and weaknesses are concerned, let's just lay it out in kind of bullet format. This plane has good speed, decent armament if you can get yourself incendiary rounds. It's got decent maneuverability below 500 miles per hour, or kilometers per hour, rather. Especially above 600, 650, you are starting to get into more dangerous territory. It starts to kind of just get a little stiff, whereas the ME-262 is much better, at least in my experience, at around those speeds. So the ME-262 is a much, much better high-speed turn fighter, even though the ME-262 is a little bit slower, in my experience, than the P-80. Now, as you can see up here, the engine kind of overheats a little bit more on this than it will in even some other early jet engines. So it is what it is. And also, this has a fairly decent airframe, not incredible. It has good... Oh my gosh, man, this thing is just way overheating. It's got a good amount of ammunition. That's another strength of it. Just overall, I mean, it has a good rate of climb for a 7.0. Bear that in mind. I mean, the difference between a 7 and an 8.0 BR jet is big. Bigger than it is with a 4 to 5.0 BR prop plane. So bear that in mind. So when in an up tier, you pretty much just have to stick to lower speeds, out-turning people when you can, and making sure that you can just kind of get just in on their turns. And if they have engine pods, for example, aim for those engines. That is a big, big deal, because that way, especially if you have incendiary ammo, which thankfully is in the tracer ammo belt, you will be able to set them on fire so much, as I've done in this video. But overall, again, strengths, it has a good rate of climb, nothing fantastic. It has a good dive rate, although it will compress at higher speeds, especially above 700, 750, and it's got good low-speed maneuverability, whereas for weaknesses, it has a fairly weak burst mass, because it does only have 6 50 cal HMGs, M2 variants no less. It has relatively limited close air support capability. Nothing too bad, but it's kind of standard fare for American jets around this BR. It only has 1 jet, and it's not all that fast, so if this jet gets damaged, there's a good chance you're not making it home. And also, again, I don't know if I just mentioned this, but it does compress at higher speeds, and high-speed turns is not going to be your forte. A lot of the time, you'll be able to make it out of a dive, but that's it. That is it. Hopefully, I do not crash here. Ooh, man, wouldn't that be something? Okay, I'm going to try to get back up in the air, but I'm assuming this is probably going to be the end of the match. So this is a rare moment. I've got 2 1,000-pound bombs. We're late in the match. Got over about 4,100 points. There's still at least 1 ME-262 around. And I'm about to get some bomb kills, or some bomb points here. So that is very unexpected. But that being said, when it comes to there's at least one more weakness that I kind of forgot. It's that there is the engine, especially when it comes to low BR, early jet engines, you have a tremendous amount of spooling uptime. So basically what I mean is that the throttle response on this thing is not what it is on a piston plane, if you didn't already know that. And it is also slow to accelerate at low speeds. So when you're just getting off the ground, I mean, it's going to take a while, especially if you have a payload, much like with this. Now that said, I'll be dropping these right here. Got to pull up early because, I mean, I'm not going all too slow, but it's also not really something I want to be near when it goes off. Right now, I've got 4,300 points. But if you do want a little bit more of a guide, like a strengths and weaknesses sort of thing, and also, like I said, a comparison with the ME262, I have made a video literally all about that. If you want, check it out in the comments below. I mean, seriously, guys, that video is like any sort of strengths and weaknesses list that I could have created, it is on that list, or on that video. Check it out. It is a very, very informative video as to why the 262 or the F-80, I believe I may have done the C10 in that, but either way, the A5 and the C10 share many of the same strengths and weaknesses, at least relative to BR. So I got this 262 right here. Just going to head on. I know that's what he wants. Going to pull up. Whoa, that was close. That was close. This thing can still pull some pretty decent turns. But as you can see, I mean, he has good turning capability, despite the fact that he is much heavier than me. That has a C variant too, no less. Okay, I got a nice hit on him. Oh, man, what is this guy doing? He set me up. He just set me up for that kill. Not too shabby-dabby. Got 4 kills now, guys. Almost 5,000 points. And you know what the crazy thing is? This is, I mean, point for point, this is one of my better matches I've ever had in Air RB. 2 assists, 4 kills, and a whole bunch of bomb points, I guess you could say. Okay, he's finally getting into the air. I'm going to climb a little bit. I might have 5 kills, 2 assists by the end of this match. Like, this is one of the few times where I'm like, you know what? I do not mind having a relatively long gameplay video, because this is what it's all about. This is what... Oh, no, no, no. That's not what it's all about. I do not want missiles all up in here. Although, if I go a little bit low... Oh, that's only 2 kilometers away, huh? Woo! Okay, I'm going to be able to make a move on him. Just got to do a head-on. I should be far enough away where those are not going to kill me. This is all I care about. Got a critical hit on him. Okay, you know what? I am fine with this. That is not the worst ending to a match ever. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please, of course, like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the dealio. I mean, not a bad match at all. I'm pretty happy with the result, and hopefully this guy crashes. But anyways, thanks again, guys, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.